Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy Solution. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Today is Happy Friday. A lot of you get the weekend off. That's a great time to get with your family. Hopefully the weather's good enough this weekend. You guys can go on a hike or and go see nature. Today, guys, I had a phone call yesterday that was from a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine. And it was on a topic or a subject that is very, very important for those of you, those of you men that are 40 plus, because you need to know about this. And the issue is obviously what I'm going to talk about is the prostate. And most of you probably know somebody that has a prostate issue out there. But before I get started here, I put the outline together, just like I say in all my videos. When I'll put the outline with the scientific research in the description section. All you got to do is go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it, and then hit that description section, and that will bring up the link that you can click on that will have the outline with all the science. Okay, so or you can go to my Facebook group page, type in Weight Loss Made Easy Solution, and join the group, and this video will be in there also. But the topic I'm going to talk about today, guys, is something that isn't talked about very often. I belong to a few groups. I also am subscribed to some other health professionals and doctors out there, and I really don't see anybody talking about this. And it's a very serious subject. So the topic is how important is it to take control of your own health? Because sometimes doctors do make mistakes. And sometimes what happens is a health professional or a doctor may just give somebody wrong advice, and that advice can be seriously wrong and could cause damage to that person further down the line. And what I mean by that, guys, is all diseases don't happen overnight. Most all diseases do not happen overnight. It happens over time. So obviously, if you keep living your lifestyle that is causing an issue internally and you don't even know about it, eventually you are going to know about it. And one of those things is prostate cancer for men that are 40 over. So before I get started on the topic, you guys caught me on my mid-afternoon snack. I'm snacking on grass-fed or pasture-raised grass-fed beef, a beef stick. I do about 2 of these in the afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite before I get started here. So anyway, I'm going to lay the platform out first. So I got a phone call from a close friend of mine who was battling obesity. And he's the type of person that he's been following me for a long time. And he's learned through the following of my YouTubes and my blogs that he has to investigate whatever issues he has. He can't just rely on what the doctor says. He needs to investigate it himself, which is smart. I say this all the time. You guys have to take control of your own health. And when a doctor gives you some either bad news or some information or wants to subscribe something, you need to take it upon yourself to investigate it first. Look at the side effects. Don't just jump into what he says, because they do make mistakes. Excuse me. And so he's been battling obesity for a while, pretty bad. I mean, he was actually, I told him, I go, you were on death row because of of how overweight you were and the stress that was putting on your body. And so he decided to one day take control of his life. Okay, so he did his went in and got his blood panel done. Came back, obviously because he is obese or overweight. He had a lot of issues. One of the biggest issue was the doctor told him he was pre-diabetic. When you're that far overweight, I don't think there is my opinion, he wasn't pre-diabetic. He was actually a type 2 diabetic, because normally when you're that far overweight, your blood sugar is going to be sky high. And that's just science. That's just how, that's what happens. Your insulin resistance. He was insulin resistant. And the sad part is the doctor never told him he was insulin resistant. Just told him he needed to take medication for it. And that's the sad part. Well, so anyway, he's been following me for a while now, and he knew that, okay, I know what I need to do. I know how I need to eat. I know I need to start to exercise again. And so he decided to go ahead and do his research, and he decided to go ahead and change his lifestyle, which he did. He did go do a primal eating or a ketogenic diet. Every so often he did intermittent fasting. Well, I think in about a year's time, or maybe less, he did lose a lot of body fat, a lot. And he looked from, if you saw his before picture and see his picture now, my comment to him was, where's the rest of you? Where did it all go? That's how good he ended up looking, and he's still not done yet. But anyway, so then he went ahead and the other thing the doctor didn't explain to him, which is not right, because those of you that are 20 pounds or plus overweight or obese, you do have some stage of fatty liver. You got some stage of fatty liver disease, which if this isn't taken care of ASAP, could actually lead into liver cancer. You can research it yourself. So long-term fatty liver can lead into liver cancer. And this is something you can check on yourself. It's not me saying it. It's actually science saying it. Okay, well, he had it. And his doctor never told him that. Okay, that's another sad thing. So then just recently, a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, he went ahead and got his blood test done again. But remember now, I told you, he's been doing a lot of research during this period of time himself. So he's been self-educating himself on how to reverse his obesity by doing it naturally with foods. So he's learned a whole lot, and then been watching my videos on some of the science behind it. And so he knew this was the right system to do it. And obviously the results were incredible. Like I said, if you saw his before and after picture. Well, what happened was he just recently got his blood test back, and he wanted me to review it. Now, guys, I'm not a doctor. I don't proclaim to be a doctor, but I do know how to read blood panel tests. And there's specific things I look for when I'm working with one of my clients, when I want them to do a blood test. There's certain things I look for to help me determine what I'm dealing with here. And of course, that is glucose levels, insulin levels, testosterone, estrogen, B12, and some other stuff. Okay, so I'm looking for this stuff. Well, he sent me his blood panel. He wanted me to review it. And for his age, his blood work was not an average person for his age. Actually, his blood work was excellent. So he did the results from doing the lifestyle change, drastically changed his blood test from before. And the doctor did say you are no longer a pre-diabetic because of it. And I have to agree with that, because his glucose was at 75. So he wasn't up in the 120s or 130s or 150s. But what I was mainly looking for, now this is for you though, for you men that are over 40. What I look for you guys is I want to look at your testosterone level, and I want to look at your estrogen hormone levels. I want to see where those are at, because when you become 40 plus, your testosterone starts to drop, and if your estrogen starts to go up, then you are getting into an environment that could cause some issues in your prostate, or prostate cancer if it's long term. And science is telling us the same thing. The problem is, and I don't understand this, is why more health professionals or doctors don't educate their male patients, especially if they're 40 over, on the natural way to make sure that the balance of male hormones and estrogens are in a safe environment. They don't tell us about this. I mean, I even had an issue. I experienced it. I know for a fact what happens because I experienced it, and I had major prostate issues because the balance of my testosterone was so low and my estrogen was sky high. That was causing issues me, and I don't know how long I was like that. I had to be for a while. And this is before I made a life change. This is before all this. And now I understand why I had a prostate issue. But the doctors didn't tell me that this was the root cause. Okay? So anyway, he got when I saw his blood test, his new blood work, his testosterone was low, too low. But I couldn't find his estrogen level on that test at all. And honestly, in the few years I've been working with people and looking at their blood tests, this is the first time I have not seen a blood panel without an estrogen level in it. I've never seen it. So I contacted him and said, hey, your testosterone is really low. Did the doctor mention anything about that? And she said, well, yeah. She said, my testosterone's actually up above normal. And I said, well, it's not. I mean, and like I said, in my description section with this link, I'll show you the science that says men cannot have low testosterone and high estrogen because there's a lot of issues, okay? So he went ahead, because he's educated and because he's not afraid to call his doctor or talk to his doctor, because he knows now he has the facts. He understands that he is able to talk toe-to-toe with the doctor. So when he was on the phone with the doctor, he asked her, there's no estrogen readings on my blood tests. What's the reasoning for that? This is what she told him. This is coming from him, and he's repeating what she said. This is a very sad answer and a very dangerous answer for those of you that are 40 plus that has a prostate issue and you don't know the root cause. Okay? She told him, I'm going to now get this and remember what I'm saying here because it shocked me. Her answer to him, the blood test on estrogen hormones is for women only. She is a doctor. She's a doctor. She should know that's not true. I mean, yes, more women are estrogen dominant because of their lifestyle, because of their hormones, and because of how they're eating, and when they're eating, it causes their. But men have the same problem, and the science is telling this. I mean, has been telling us this. I'll read a little bit of the science. So, because he was educated and he knew that there is an issue with his testosterone level and his estrogen level, that he knew that she was wrong. Now, guys, this is not These kind of answers I get are not new. They're not rare in other issues. I hear this all the time, and it just doesn't make sense. And that's why you guys really have to take control of your own health. Don't rely on what your doctor or health professional is telling you. Take the advice and research it first. But research it right. Don't Google it. Go into actual research like I do. Okay? So let me give you an answer. Have you guys ever heard anybody talk about man boobs? I don't know if you ever heard anybody talk about that. Well, right now in the United States, man boobs in young and old are an epidemic. And it's all due to obesity or overweight. Now, when I say it's all due to that, it's because overweight causes men to become estrogen dominant. And when men are estrogen dominant, their testosterone is tanked, and that's what makes it dangerous. And that affects men's prostates, and that's what causes so many men over time to have prostate cancer, because their testosterone levels are out of balance from their estrogen level. Now, I'm not talking about people that are taking synthetic hormones just because they want to add lean muscle or they want to lose weight, because that's dangerous too, because you're using synthetic. I know about that. I did that in my heydays when I was powerlifting, and I did create very dangerous, and I went through a coma for 3 days because I stacked so many steroids. And it caused me to go into an environment to where I was destroying my organs. I know about this stuff. I went through it. But what the Mayo Clinic, and this is where she's saying estrogen blood level readings are for women only. But yet the Mayo Clinic is talking about what causes man boobs is men are estrogen dominant and their testosterone levels are low. So I'm just going to read real quick what Mayo Clinic stated on one article. Man boobs is an increase in the amount of breast gland tissue in boys or men caused by an imbalance of hormones, estrogen, and testosterone. But yet, his doctor said, no. Estrogen blood level is for women only. And so she's contradicting what the Mayo Clinic is saying is what's causing man boobs, estrogen dominant. Okay? Okay, so I put on there the link. I put the link of these two articles by the Mayo Clinic. Now, here's another one. Males can become estrogen dominant if their testosterone are very, very low. Now, you gotta remember, I'm talking about two hormones here, estrogen and testosterone. Okay, these two here is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not talking about testosterone to boost your strength or to help you lose weight. I'm talking about these two hormones. It takes these two hormones to cause issues with breast cancer for men. That's the next science research I'm going to show you. And for men to have prostate cancer. And that's the other science I'm going to show you. So Google, I Googled breast cancer for men, and this is what they came up with. About 1 out of every 100 men contract breast cancer diagnosed in the United States. And this was done this was at 2020, August 11th, 2020. 1 out of 100 of every men are diagnosed with breast cancer. I just told you what Mayo Clinic said. Okay, so research is saying if the man is estrogen dominant and the testosterone is tanked, then 1 out of 100 men will get breast cancer. That's what it said here. Not me. It's what science is saying. Okay? Breast cancer, okay, breastcancer.org. This is what they say. Men with high estrogen level could have an increase in breast cancer risk. High levels of, now, you guys remember what I said, what his doctor said? So this is an example of what it means when a health professional or a doctor gives bad advice, and if that person does not self-educate himself and investigate and research what the doctor is saying, then this man here that I'm talking about could contract breast cancer or prostate cancer if he doesn't change his lifestyle, lose that weight, get his blood sugar and his insulin levels under control, and get his ketones jacked up, and get rid of the weight. He could have contracted cancer somewhere down the line. And this is a good example of why. Okay? So, now, don't get me wrong here, guys. I'm not saying that you should not take the advice of your doctor. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying here, take his advice and research it first. Because his advice is based on what he learned in school, and that is all about drugs. Most doctors are not educated in nutrition or natural ways of reversing diseases. Okay? So you need to self-educate yourself. Now, here's one. For those of you trying to increase your testosterone, okay, I did an article here of somebody who is trying to reduce his testosterone level, either for better, what's the word I want to use? Intimacy with their spouse, or help to lose weight, or add to lean muscle, that 30,000 men die every year due to prostate cancer caused by high level of synthetic testosterone. I'm talking about you can raise your own natural testosterone naturally without taking a synthetic injection every day. Because that also can cause an issue if your testosterone is too high. That will cause prostate cancer. So that's something you need to know too. Now, like I said, I did this in my early 20s, so I know about that. So prostate cancer research, Science Daily had a great article. I put that in there. Healthline. High estrogen in men causes low testosterone that does influence on breast cancer. Healthline posted that. I Googled again. Your body may also develop low testosterone or low progesterone levels, which can upset your hormonal balance. If you have estrogen levels that are abnormally high relative to your progesterone or testosterone levels, then it's known as estrogen dominance. That's causing the issue. Here states that estrogen in men does affect testosterone in men that can cause other medical issues, yet my friend's doctor said estrogen level tests are for women only. So, the Journal of Urology, there are multiple lines of evidence to suggest that estrogens are involved in prostate cancer. High level of a certain type of estrogen has an effect on testosterone. I got more research here, but I don't need to go through all this. You guys can go to my YouTube channel and check out the outline. So guys, you know, you really got to take your health in your own line. You really got to take your health of your family and research it yourself, and don't just listen to the doctors, because they do make mistakes, and most all of them that I've been around, they don't know too much about naturally reversing diseases, and they don't know too much about inflammation and how inflammation can be reversed naturally, because you guys have heard me, I'm hoping most doctors know that the root cause of all diseases is inflammation. And science is also using a lifestyle change to reverse inflammation, which is reversing a lot of diseases, especially type 2 diabetes and fatty liver and so forth. Even cancer now. They're finding out that changing your lifestyle, and if you have cancer, there's a way to starve cancer cells. And there's doctors and scientists that are already using it. But the public doesn't know about it, just like anything else, because anything that's good that doesn't use medication, they're not going to publicize, because that's too much money out of their pocket to do that. So guys, like I said, go to my YouTube channel, type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to it, get on the description section, hit the link for this outline to show you the science, and then you men that are 40 plus, you guys, I suggest you guys go get your blood work done, but do it with a hormone specialist. Spend the money, and make sure that they're doing a estrogen or estradiol test along with your testosterone. And if your testosterone is below 400, 300, or 200, that's an issue. Because chances are, if your estrogen is that low, your estradiol is going to be sky high, and that's when issues happen. I am 68 years old, guys, and I've been working with a hormone specialist now for quite a few years. And because of our lifestyle and how we've changed it, you know where my estrogen level is? It's at 1350. My testosterone level is 1350. I have the hormones, or the testosterone, of a 20-year-old. If you're in your 50s and your doctor comes back and tells you your testosterone is 400 and you're 100 points above normal, why in the world would you want to have a testosterone level or a hormone level of a 50-year-old? Wouldn't you rather have a hormone level of a 20-year-old? Because science is showing when you elevate your testosterone to a normal, healthy level, there's a lot of health benefits that go along with it, and that helps with slowing premature aging. And if you're looking to add lean muscle, your testosterone has to be up. You can't be down that 400 or 300 or 200. Can't do that. It can't be there. Okay, guys? Guys, hope you saw some value in this. I think it took me a little bit of time, but this is very important for you men over 40 to know. Pass this video on to your friends that are 40 plus, or if anybody you know has prostate issues, or somebody that might have man boobs. You might want to send this to them, because you have to go after the root cause of why you have an issue. You guys have a great day. We'll see you at the next video. Bye.